Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jake from Ncaa, and you can see on the screen here we made it to the Fiesta Bowl. So we are actually number 14 in the nation after that conference victory, that conference title, and we're going up against number 9 Texas. They're 9-3 on the season, 8-1 in conference, and they are really good, I can't lie. But they've actually lost to some of the top teams. I mean, their losses are versus some of the top-ranked teams, so this is going to be tough. And you can see their leaders in this game, Sam Ehlinger. He threw 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. They do have a Hemp Hill map, and this is going to be a tough game for us. But let's just look at this year in review before hopping into this game. I mean, you can see we didn't have, as many award winners as I thought. But, Appalachian State went off this year. They have a lot of award winners. As you can see, Tyron Summers actually brought home the Walker Award. I thought that Chris Thornton was going to repeat as being one of the top guys in the nation. Look at the top linebackers. He wasn't even mentioned at all. And I'm very surprised at that. But, oh well. So Tyron Summers does take home a couple of awards. Let's look at the All-Americans here. Tyron Summers does get the first team nod at running back, so that's a good sign. But look at this, Micah Wentz. He gets first team honors as an All-American as a true freshman. 65 tackles, 2 sacks, an interception, 2 pass deflections, and a forced fumble. I mean, that's pretty good for a freshman. I'm surprised, though, that he made the All-American team. So let's look at the All-Sun Belt. Do you see this? This is insane. Look at Appalachian State. I've never seen this. They have every spot on offense in the conference on the first team. I mean, this is ridiculous. Tyron Summers gets the nod at running back, but look, their whole offense, I'm not even just talking about skill positions, their linemen as well. They get first team all conference. I mean, that just shows how dominant they were. But on the defensive side, we do get Kier Patterson, Kenneth Ruff, Micah Went, Alan King, and Orlando Norman as well as Cedric Granger too. I mean, we had a good year defensively in the conference as we get honored pretty well in this category. But one guy that actually fell off a little bit, I'm surprised that Kier Patterson actually made it. He had 8 sacks on the season, but he hasn't had a sack in the last 5 games. I mean, he had a chance to have 15 sacks in my opinion, but he ends up with 8 on the season. So looking at our stats on the year, look at Tyron Summers, 2,200 yards, 29 touchdowns, and Jimbo Brown had 650 of his own and 20 touchdowns. I mean, we straight up destroyed on the ground this season, and we kind of had to because our passing game wasn't as strong as probably it could have been. But, I mean, honestly, Keshawn Curtin didn't have the greatest years. Our receivers did drop quite a few balls. It was just an all-around season with our passing game was not really that good, but we did have a couple of improvements. First, Angel Gonzalez, you see he went up about 250 or 70 yards on the season, and he had his best year yet. Tyron Summers actually went down in receiving, though, from 526 to 241 this year in his junior season here. But you can see Garrison Burnett, he had a pretty good season. He had 30 receptions, 504 yards, and pretty much all those came in the last 6 games. He didn't get much playing time, but he started to come around late. So looking at the defensive side of the ball, you can see Kenneth Ruff actually almost matched Kier Patterson. Remember, Kier Patterson was leading everybody in sacks. It was 8, and then the second place was 3, but now they caught up to him because, like I said, Kier Patterson didn't finish the season as strong as what I thought he would. But he still had a good season. I'm not dogging that at all. But looking at our interceptions leaders, Orlando Norman, no surprise here, led the team with 4. Xavier Davis had 2. But really only 5 guys had interceptions. I'm kind of surprised at that. Micah Went was the only linebacker to have an interception in this season as well. But I think, we had a good defensive year. You see deflections. Xavier Davis led us in deflections. But I would say, I think we had a pretty good year defensively. We could have done better versus better teams. I wish we would have won that game versus Georgia State. But, I mean, things happen. And that's what I love about NCAA football. Especially with the way I play. I don't switch on defense. It definitely makes it unpredictable. So let's hop into this action. We are in the Fiesta Bowl here at Phoenix Stadium. And we are going up against number 9 Texas. So they are starting out with the ball. and they're running a screen pass already to open the game, and that's not a gain of anything. But look who's at quarterback, Sean Nelson. See, I was actually surprised that Sam Ehlinger is actually hurt. I did not check this, but he's actually hurt. So he's 96 overall. Let's look at their backup, Josh Keys. He's hurt, and you see him. He's 98 throw power, 98 throw accuracy, 91 throw power. And wow, they are starting the true freshman Sean Nelson in the Fiesta Bowl. So wow, we catch a break here as we face a guy with not a lot of experience, and he actually he's not rated well at all. So let's hop back into this action. Here is Sean Nelson at quarterback trying to scramble up. He's getting happy feet already and picking up only a gain of 4. So 3rd and 9. Here is Sean Nelson from the shotgun. Rolling out to the right side a little bit, throwing back to the left, and his receiver Frazier is going to drop that one in traffic. And we forced the 3 and out already. Nice hit by Derek Armstrong. So we start out this game. You know, we've had a great season running the ball, but we're going to try to establish this pass a little bit. Here is Kashawn Curtin scrambling out for a 10-yard gain. So now on a 1st and 10. Here is that man, Tyron Summers, getting the ball after that big 300-yard gain, and he picks up a gain of 4. But look at this. He's down. Already he's hurt. And wow, on the first series he goes down. We'll have to see the severity of the injury as we go forward. Here's Angel Gonzalez picking up a 12-yard reception on the outside. As like I said, he was our leading receiver this year, and he picks up a 1st down. So a couple of plays later here on a 3rd and 10, throwing the ball across the middle. That's Mike Harrison, the sophomore, picking up 13 yards, and that's a 1st down. So now 2nd and 8 at the 15-yard line, throwing the ball across the middle again, and we're just gashing them this drive with these short passes, and that's another 1st down. Jack Kleck inside the 5. So here is Jimbo Brown taking over for the injured Tyron Summers, and he picks up a touchdown, 2 yards, as Jimbo Brown had a 20-touchdown season as well. This was easily our best rushing season in probably this whole channel's history, as both of our running backs combined for 46 touchdowns on the ground up until the bowl game. So now here is Sean Nelson from the shotgun this time, scrambling out, breaking a tackle, moving the ball up the middle for 7 yards. So now they do eventually pick up the 1st down. Here's Sean Nelson dumping it off to the right side, and that's Laytow for the 12-yard reception on that one. So now they get the ball to the 25 here on a draw play, giving it to Neil Carter, and he's picking up 7 yards on that one as he makes it a 2nd and 3. Here is Sean Nelson giving the ball back to Carter, following his blocks, picking up a 9-yard gain, getting inside the 10-yard line. So 1st and goal. Here is Sean Nelson, the freshman, throwing out to the right side. This one's going to be caught by Brewer as they move the ball inside the 5-yard line. So now about a minute and a half left in this 1st quarter. Here's Neil Carter getting the option play. He's going to break a tackle and get in for the 4-yard touchdown run. And that makes it a 7-7 game. But we do have some news for the rest of the game. Tyron Summers dislocates his shoulder, and that's going to knock him out for the rest of the game. So Jimbo Brown is going to have to take over, and what a way to end your career at Coastal. I mean, it was his senior season. He was a transfer, and he goes down in the biggest game probably of his college career. So now here's Coastal Carolina coming back out on the next drive. Here's Burnett getting the reception, and he's getting a lot of running room on this one, and Kashawn Curtin finds him on that throw, and that's a nice throw. He started off the game 6 for 8. Remember last game he could not even make a throw, but this game he started out pretty hot. So here he is once again throwing the ball across the middle, finding Justin Johnson, and that's a gain of 13 across the middle as we're already inside the 15-yard line. So here's Kashawn Curtin rolling out to the right side, picking up a lot of room, making his way inside the 5-yard line. He fumbles, but he fumbles out of bounds, and that's a gain of 12. So here is Jimbo Brown into the game because Tyron Summers is hurt, and he picks up another 2-yard touchdown run, and he makes it 14-7 here as we move into the 2nd quarter. So now 14-7 here on the next drive, and look at Mike Speck. He has an interception, and he chooses to knock this one down. That was an easy ball thrown right to him, but instead he chooses to knock it down. So 2nd and 10. Here, sending the pressure on Sean Nelson, but he stays in the pocket, finds Bradford on the outside, and Jermaine Bradford's going to find a first down in 13 yards. So here on the next play, here's Cade Brewer getting the option tossed to the left side, but he's going to get smacked by Malik Great, and that makes it a 3rd and 6. Here's Sean Nelson thrown over to the middle, and that's caught by Frazier. And he's going to pick up the first down, 18 yards on that play as he moves it across the 50-yard line. So now shotgun seems to be the go-to formation for this Texas offense as they find Leitao for the 2-yard reception. So now here on a 3rd and 3, trying to run out to the right side, and that's going to be stopped by Mike Specht, who actually had a pretty good freshman season. He was a little bit overshadowed by the other rookie middle linebackers, the freshman middle linebackers, but he had a pretty good season as they do attempt the long field goal, and that's going to be no good. So we take over now with pretty good field position on our next drive, handing the ball off to Jimbo Brown for 9 yards. So now on a 2nd and 1, throwing the ball to the right side. That's Angel Gonzalez getting open. 6 yards, he gets out of bounds, but another first down. So 1st and 10 here, play action fake, throwing out to the right side. That's Angel Gonzalez again for 9 yards. So he's having a pretty good game so far, 3 receptions for 27 yards. And Curtin getting that confidence going early is another quick pass. They're sending a blitz this time. What are they thinking? Because Kashawn Curtin's throwing nothing but short passes so far to get that confidence going. Here on a 2nd and 10, once again, throwing the ball over the middle, and that's an 11-yard gain. Wow, what a start it's been for Kashawn Curtin in this game, as he's completed pretty much every throw he's thrown so far. So here's Jimbo Brown getting the handoff up the middle. That's 6 yards as we make it a 3rd and inches. So now on a 3rd and inches at the 1-yard line, here's Jimbo getting in for his 3rd 2-yard touchdown run of the game, making it a 21-7 lead. We did not expect this going into this game, as now this Texas-led offense, led by freshman Nelson, he's got to come through for this offense. So Sean Nelson, here he is throwing out to the right side, and that's caught by Cade Brewer as he picks up a first down. So here's Nelson from the shotgun. Here he is finding Bradford. Another nice gain as he settled down quite a bit. He's making some good throws, and he's showing that, maybe this spotlight isn't too big for him. So now here is Nelson throwing out to the left side. Here is Leitao once again and picking up a first down. So now they're at the 15-yard line. Here on a 1st and 10, a minute left in this first half. Here's Tennille Carter getting the handoff, and he's picking up 10 yards on that one. So now facing a 1st and goal. A minute 15 left in this first half. Here's Tennille Carter, and he's moving his way into the end zone, showing off the vision, and he makes it back down to a 1-touchdown lead for Coastal. So Coastal does have about a minute left in this first half to maybe get some points on the board. Here is Curtin throwing out to the right side. That's going to be tipped by Bamaj on that one. So 2nd and 10. Here's Kashawn Curtin throwing out to the left side. This time finding Jack Kleck, 12 yards on that throw, and that's a first down. So now 2nd and 10, throwing out to the right side. Here's Garrison Burnett getting the reception, getting upfield and getting out of bounds. That's a gain of 8. So 3rd and 2. Here's Kashawn Curtin thrown out to the middle of the field. That's Mike Harrison, the sophomore, and he picks up 22 yards on that catch, and he moves it inside of field goal range, as now we're down to 20 seconds left in this first half. But on a 3rd and 7 here, they're getting pressure right up the middle, and they force Kashawn Curtin to throw it out of bounds, and that makes it a 4th and 7. But we are going to nail the field goal, making it a 24-14 game going into halftime. This is a good one. So now to start this second half, honestly, the surprise of this game has been Tyron Summers going down, making us change our game plan a little bit. And honestly, we haven't had any big plays on the ground, and Kashawn Curtin's arm has been carrying us up to this point. So can he continue this in the second half? So Texas is going to start out the second half with the ball. And here is Nelson rolling out to the right side. And he's getting smacked by the All-American Micah Wentz. Look at that hit. Wow. He's got that buzz now that he's All-American. And wow, watch out for him as he just levels the freshman Nelson. So now on a 3rd and 6, Nelson does recover, finding Jermaine Bradford across the middle for 25 yards. That seems to be his favorite target so far in this game. He's got 60 yards receiving. So now here is the Nelson, the freshman, rolling out to the middle, and he's picking up 15, actually breaking a couple tackles there and making it a past the 50-yard line. So now on a 2nd and 10, throwing the ball to Brewer this time, and Cade Brewer fights his way forward and somehow stumbles and gets 7 yards. So now 3rd and 3. Here is Tennille Carter getting the handoff, and that's going to be a stop by Alan King. And he is also an all-conference player, first-team all-conference, as he makes the tackle that time, and he does get them to settle for the field goal. So now we're back to that 7-point lead. Here is Jimbo Brown getting the handoff up the middle, as he doesn't have the big playability of Tyron Summers, but he's still very, very capable, as he had 600 yards rushing on the season, and he had 20 touchdowns. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So now on a 1st and 10, throwing the screen pass out to the right side, and he's going to get stopped for only a 2-yard reception. And those are the type of plays that I miss Tyron Summers. I mean, that's a lot of open field. If that's Tyron Summers, he's off to the races. So now 2nd and 8. Here is Curtin throwing out to the right side. That's a perfect throw to Jack Kleck. Wow, what a game that Kashawn Curtin is having. Look at this route. I mean, wow, that separation and that throw with that route, it turns into a huge gain for Coastal as we move the ball close to the 25-yard line. So here's Keith Syracuse Jr. getting the handoff up the middle, and he was actually supposed to be the Tyron Summers before Tyron Summers. I mean, really, Tyron Summers was a transfer. We didn't really expect him, and we were pretty much banking on Keith Syracuse Jr. to be our speed back, but he kind of fell on the depth chart now, but now he gets his chance to play in this game as we do settle for the field goal on that drive. So here is Bradford getting the catch across the middle, and that's 19 yards as Bradford continues a big game for this Texas offense. But now on a 2nd down, here is James Woodard getting the draw play, but he's going to lose 3 on that one. So now it's a 2nd and down, 2nd and 13. Here is Nelson throwing out to the right side. He's going to find his receiver, Frazier, and picking up 17 on that one as he moves it past the 50-yard line. So now on a 1st and 10, here's Nelson throwing the screen pass to the left side, and that's Cade Brewer again, and he's making his way for a 1st down close to the 30-yard line. So now 1st and 10, still with this 10-point lead is Coastal. Here's Tennille Carter breaking a couple of tackles. Wow, and picking up 12 yards on that one. So now 2nd and 7, close to the 15-yard line. Here's Tennille Carter continuing his great game so far, 8 yards on that carry, and he makes it another 1st down. So a couple plays later here on a 3rd and goal. Look at this. We get him stopped, and somehow Mike Speck pushes him in. Wow, that was just luck on that one as they get in for the touchdown, but we could have got them to settle for the field goal on that one. But somehow he gets pushed into the end zone, and we have to come back out on this next drive. So now facing a 3rd and inches, there's Jimbo Brown, but he's taking a huge hit by DeMarco Boyd. I mean, wow, we had a chance to get a 1st down, and instead we have to punt. So now here comes Texas back out onto the field here. Last play of the 3rd quarter. Here's Tennille Carter stumbling his way forward for 8 yards. So now we are into the 4th quarter. Here is Nelson, the freshman, from the shotgun. Going to have all day to throw to the outside, and that's a perfect throw to Hemphill Map. Wow, what a throw by a freshman quarterback who probably hasn't seen much playing time this year at all. So here's Tennille Carter getting the 1-yard carry up the middle, and that brings it to a 3rd and 9. Here is Nelson throwing out to the right side, this time finding Hemphill Map. He's going to have the 1st down, but he actually breaks a tackle, loses ground, and loses 2 yards, and instead it's a 4th and 2. So they do have to kick the long field goal. Their kicker has missed a long one earlier, but he hits this one and ties this game up at 27. So we had a 10-point lead going into half. This game is now tied up. So here's Curtin back out onto the field, giving the ball to Jimbo Brown to start the next drive, and that's a gain of 7. And like I said, we haven't had the big plays yet on the ground, and that's a kind of the mantra that we have to go with now. I mean, Tyron Summers was our big play guy. That's been taken away from us, but Jimbo Brown is having a solid game so far. So now on a 1st and 10, throwing the ball out to the right side. Here is Jimbo Brown getting a reception this time, a rare reception by Jimbo as he picks up 7. So now here is our speed guy in, Keith Syracuse Jr. He gets the carry up the middle, 14 yards, and that's a 1st down. So 2nd and 10 now, close to the 40-yard line. Here's Keshawn Curtin throwing out to the right side, and that's tipped. And that is actually a risky throw thrown into traffic. But now we get it down to a 3rd and 10. Here's Keshawn Curtin, and this time he's going to get sacked. A loss of 10 yards, and that's Andrew Fitzgerald coming through the middle of the offensive line. But look at that speed burst. Bruh. That is a glitch. He gets a speed burst and gets to the quarterback, and we have to punt this ball away. So we do have Preston Lang at punter now, and look at that. He pins him at the 1. So now Texas comes back out on the next drive trying to run the ball. They pick up maybe a half a yard and get it to a 2nd and 9. So now here's Nelson under center giving it to Tennille Carter. He's picking up 5, and that's a stop by Cedric Granger. But if we get him stopped on a 3rd down, we might have good field position. So now on a 3rd and 5, lobbing the ball to the left side, and that's caught by John Malone. So they get out of danger, and they pick up the 12-yard reception on that one. So here's Tennille Carter on the option. They haven't run many of those, but when they do, it's been really effective. And that's a 26-yard gain as he's over 100 yards with that carry. So now 1st and 10. Here's Nelson throwing out to the right side this time, finding Barrett. Look at Barrett breaking tackles and somehow gets away from that. And he picks up 27 on that catch and run. That was his first catch of the game at tight end. And somehow he breaks like 3 tackles and gets 27 yards. So here's Tennille Carter trying to run the ball to the left side. That's a loss of 4. And we get him to a 2nd and 14. But here's Nelson throwing out to the left side. He's going to find Jermaine Bradford, having himself a huge game as he picks up another 1st down. So now here's the freshman Nelson throwing out to the left side. And that's going to be caught by Courtney Thompson, a one-hander. And wow, they get in for the touchdown. And believe it or not, that is the first passing touchdown of this game by either team. And it is 34-27. So now we come back out on the next drive. Here's Keshawn Curtin throwing the ball across the middle, and that's DJ Warren, one of our top recruits 2 years ago. He gets the catch. He finally gets in for some playing time, and that's a gain of 18. So now on a 2nd and 10, here's Keshawn Curtin throwing across the middle, and that's dropped by Garrison Burnett. We know he's a liability sometimes, but you know he's got that big playability. He's going to have plays like that. So now 3rd and 10, throwing the ball to the left side. Here's Angel Gonzalez getting the catch. Gain of 16, and that is a 1st down for Coastal. So now 2nd and 10, rolling out to the right side. Here's Keshawn Curtin throwing, and he's a wide open Garrison Burnett, 26 yards. And wow, and that's a touchdown. That guy is electric. He got wide open. Yeah, I'll give it to you, but when he gets the ball in his hands, he takes off. And that is a tie game, 34-34. So here's the freshman Nelson back out onto the field, giving the ball to Tennille Carter to start out this next drive and picking up a gain of 22. We cannot stop Tennille Carter so far in this game. So now here's Nelson once again from the shotgun, throwing the ball out to Frazier, and that's a gain of 4. So now a crucial 3rd and 6 for the freshman. Here he is from the shotgun, throwing the ball out to the left side, and he's going to have a man. It's going to be caught. Wow. And that might be the throw of the game. Cade Brewer gets his feet inbounds, but he somehow saw him open and threw him open, and he gets the 1st down. So now on the next play, Paul Ruffino has an interception in his hands, and he drops it. So he gives them a 2nd chance on a 3rd and 10. A minute left in this game, throwing the ball out to the left side, and that's Jermaine Bradford, but he can't stay in bounds as he stops the clock, and he gets them to settle for a long field goal attempt, and that kick is up, and it's good. So their kicker actually recovered. Remember, he missed that one before halftime before, and now we have a 3-point deficit as we have to come back in this one. So here is Keshawn Curtin throwing across the middle. That's Justin Johnson, 6 yards on that reception, but the clock does run. So now on a 2nd and 4, there's Jack Collette getting the reception across the 1st down. The clock stops to move the chains, and that's a 1st down. So now 1st and 10 once again. Here's Keshawn Curtin rolling out to the right side, trying to pick up a little bit of running room, but he's going to get sacked. Wow, so we do have to burn a timeout on that one, and we make it a 2nd and 10. So here's Keshawn Curtin once again from the shotgun, throwing the ball to the across the middle, and that's picked off by Boyd, and wow, that crushes our comeback hopes, and wow. we end up losing on that. What a devastating way to lose this game, as it was a major bowl game, the Fiesta Bowl, and we come up that much short of a Fiesta Bowl championship. And look at that. I mean, wow. I can't fault this team. This team has come a long way from the days when we couldn't even win conference games. We were getting blown out, and we win our conference championship, but we cannot get it done in the Fiesta Bowl. As wow, what a disaster of an ending, as the freshman Sean Nelson gets the MVP of this game. And man, well deserved. They won it, but man, we lost, and it kind of sucks a little bit. And let's just talk about the future of Coastal Carolina with this loss. There has been rumors that Coach Jay from T&J has been getting a little bit of a buzz from this season, and he's finished the season with the conference championship. I mean, the bad team we turned around, and we made it to the Fiesta Bowl, but we lost. But he is accepting an offer at another school, and let me just give you a hint of who it is. I'm not going to. I mean, the only hint I can really tell you is that there's a lot of sun where we're going, and it's gonna be fun. It's a state where it's a good weather. It's a good weather state. I can give you that. But I mean, man, this has been an incredible journey with Coastal Carolina. I gotta admit it. This has been my baby. This was my baby because you guys were involved from the beginning. Not only did you guys get involved with the custom recruits like I always do, but this team started as an all team builder team. And these are just the original guys that are graduating from this team as freshmen. I mean, guys like Cedric Granger, he came in as a true freshman, and he's graduating, and at the same time, we're moving on. And like I said, I don't want to tell you the school that it is, but just know that there is a chance that some of the stuff in this dynasty is going to bleed over into the next one. And you'll see what I mean a little bit, and I can give you a hint on that. I mean, custom recruits. So if you submitted a custom recruit for this dynasty, there is a chance that you are making it into the next dynasty. I carried that over. And let's talk about current players. If you were a current player on this roster, there is a chance that you might transfer to the new school because of the coaching change. And that is a possibility. And I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, but it could be you. You never know who it could be. But I want to thank you guys so much for supporting this dynasty. I just needed a fresh start somewhere else, and the offer was too good to refuse, as we're taking on a new challenge, a new school, and it's gonna be fun, man. I mean, this is gonna be really, really fun, and I'm just so thankful for you guys in this series and keeping up with this series, keeping this series alive, and just being there all the way through. But don't worry, this NCAA football dynasty run is not going to stop. We are just moving over to a new dynasty, a new school, and it's gonna be fun. I can't lie, it's gonna be fun. But this season at Coastal has been pretty eye-opening. I mean, it just shows that, you know, if you stick with some guys and you give some guys some playing time, it's something that I'm gonna learn a little bit, is that, you know, your best overall guys aren't always the best to play on the field. A lot of guys come with personalities. Like, say, for example, Derek Armstrong. We got him some playing time, and as he got more playing time, it seemed like the defense just started getting better, and it was just funny. I mean, just stuff like that. It's definitely gonna bleed over into the next dynasty. Thank you guys so much for supporting this dynasty. We are just moving over schools. Don't worry, we're not disappearing from the channel. Just moving over a little bit, making it a little interesting, and this offer was too good to refuse, and this next series is gonna be great. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. We come up short at Coastal with the Fiesta Bowl, but we win the conference championship. That was the ultimate goal this year. So you don't want to miss any action coming up. It's the first episode of the next series is going to be coming in the next couple days, so you don't want to miss that one. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. Thank you guys so much, but we're just moving over to the new school, so stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go. Farewell, Coastal.